You've seen them unalive people indiscriminately. You've seen their complicated relationships with their sons and families, but now you get to see them in a whole new light. Honestly, guys, when I think about Omni Man and Homelander, I realize that they're not that different in terms of character design. They're both incredibly superpowered, both narcissists who have no qualms with murder, and they both have superpowered sons who follow in their footsteps, sort of. But the one thing that always has gone through my mind is who would win in a head-to-head battle between Omni Man and Homelander. After looking through a lot of their incredible feats of destruction and mayhem, I decided to compare them in terms of power, combat, experience, mental fortitude, and overall riz to know who would win if these two were to ever go head-to-head in a match. It's Omni Man. Omni Man wins, and it's not even close. Ever since Amazon adapted some of the most brutal superhero storylines to hit the comic page, giving us two iconic superhero characters, Homelander and Omni Man, I've been fascinated by both of their power levels. When it comes to Homelander, he has quite the set of abilities, right? There's flight, speed, strength, durability, near invulnerability, and of course, heat vision. There's also his X-ray vision, increased hearing, and increased sense of smell. I think I got it all, right? Did I miss anything? But how can we measure his stats and then compare them to that of Omni Man? Well, in terms of strength, the closest we can use to measure his strength is thanks to Black Noir in The Boys issue number 65, where he mentioned that Homelander can lift a dozen Mack trucks, making a total of 960,000 pounds or 480 tons. I mean, that's a lot, right? The average blue whale weighs about 200 tons, meaning max Homelander can lift up to 3 blue whales. In terms of speed, that's easily measured when Homelander caught up to A-Train, who moves at about Mach 3, which is about 2,300 miles per hour, meaning Homelander is 3 times faster than the speed of sound. That's some incredible speed. When it comes to Omni Man, he has strength, speed, near invulnerability, longevity, flight, and fast healing, but it's the extent that makes him kind of scary. I don't even want to bother measuring Omni Man's strength. I'm just going to show you where he got Homelander beat. Now, real quick, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Invincible Season 1 as of yet, but if you remember the asteroid scene when Omni Man taught Mark how to deal with the asteroid, well, thanks to Fandom Wiki, we know that the exact weight of that asteroid is about 17,304 tons, and that's something a baby Viltrumite like Mark could easily throw, not to mention Omni Man, who eats that baby for breakfast. Now, what about speed? Well, in the comics, Omni Man left the Milky Way galaxy and flew to another galaxy 65 million light years away, and he did it in about a week. I'm not even gonna bother with numbers, but that would technically mean that Omni Man is faster than the speed of light. So what about heat vision? That's definitely something that Homelander has that Omni Man doesn't, right? So wouldn't that give him the edge? Well, don't be so sure, because remember in season 1 of Invincible, when Cecile fired a massive beam of energy from space, it had absolutely no effect on Omni Man. The dude shrugged off and proceeded to beat the crap out of Mark. You're starting to see my point, right? I hear what you're saying, right? Hold up real quick. Homelander is invulnerable. Bullets don't work on him, so will Omni Man's attacks even work on him either? My answer is, did you watch The Boys season 3? Spoiler alert, by the way. When Butcher, Soldier Boy, and Yui went head-to-head with Homelander, holding him to the ground, beating him so badly that they bruised him, or in season 3 finale when Maeve punched him so hard that his nose started to bleed, this lady even stabbed Homelander in the ears and left him disoriented. This means Homelander is not as invulnerable as more iconic characters like Superman. The dude actually bleeds. And as the old saying goes, if it bleeds, it can be killed. Even in the comics, Homelander's death was at the hands of Black Noir, who literally ripped his limbs out of his body, and we've already established that Omni Man is much stronger than Homelander. I mean, to a point where it's almost laughable. So in the end, in terms of power scale, Omni Man definitely gets a W in this category. But here's the thing, strength and speed is not the only thing that determines the outcome of a battle. After all, Omni Man isn't completely invulnerable either. In the end, it's how you use the abilities you have that will determine the outcome of the match. This brings us to another major aspect of battling, which is combat experience and battle tactics. On the one hand, we have Homelander, who has been raised since birth as nothing but raw talent, but sadly, there's no literature anywhere that shows that Homelander has any sort of combat training experience. Now hear me out. I mean, if he doesn't have his powers, it would be nothing but a weakling when it comes to battle. He has no real wisdom or battle IQ. He doesn't have an eye for combat strategy because so far, he hasn't really needed one. And let's be honest, Homelander doesn't really really know how to use his abilities to the fullest. I mean, the guy is constantly having accidents where he unintentionally harms someone that he shouldn't have. And we have Omni Man, the Viltrumite trained soldier. This dude has seen more battles than most. He is not the type to casually go into a fight he can't win. He knows exactly what to do and what not to do in order to be able to get the desired outcome. We saw that happen in his battle with the Flaxans, the Guardians of the Globe, and even when he faced Mark. Omni Man is a beast when it comes to combat alone, and he has experience dealing with superpowered foes, a lot of which are much stronger than Homelander. He uses his abilities to the fullest. He's not the type to unintentionally use his powers, and he's a lot more grounded, which is a big advantage if he's facing Homelander. So in terms of combat experience, Omni Man once again gets the W. Also, in the battle between you and the subscribe button, you have all the power. Once you click, you win. Just hit and see. Another key factor that we need to talk about that determines a person's victory in battle is the mental stability of a said person. And when you think about Homelander, if there's anything evident, it is the fact that the dude is also, he's a little bit of a coward, the type to shrivel up and hide when he meets a superior foe, which Omni Man definitely is. Again, we see him run away when he got overpowered by Yui, Butcher, and Soldier Boy. And don't even get me started on all of this man's insanity episodes. Omni Man is a lot more sure-footed in terms of his mental fortitude in comparison. I mean, you don't see him talking to himself or having episodes of insanity. Nah, you'll never see Omni Man do that at all. He's highly unlikely to shrivel up or run. Just look at his battle with Thrag, a man who is basically the king of the Viltrumites in every way imaginable, and yet Omni Man went toe-to-toe with him and got his ass whooped naturally. I mean, the man knew that he would lose, but the bravery counts, right? But let's jump back here to the battle between Omni Man and Homelander. So far in everything, Omni Man seems to be ahead. That's in power, combat, tactics, and mental stability. But there's one more thing that is crucial to a hero. Without it, a hero is just downright boring, and that factor is the Riz. Specifically what I would like to call fight charisma and the ability to make an audience love ya. This is essential during a battle. Even during regular boxing, the attitude of a fighter and his ability to sway the spectators to his side largely determines the quality of a match. And I'll be honest, this is probably the only place where Homelander has Omni Man beat. This man's Riz is spot on. This guy is constantly able to sway the public support in his favor time and time again. I just don't get how he does it, but I do actually get how he does it because the man got me too. Yeah, he doesn't have battle experience, but he sure has that Riz that makes people love him, even when he's being bad, even when he literally kills a man in front of them. Homelander, for some reason, is lovable and can garner a massive following when push comes to shove. It's something that we don't see when it comes to Omni Man. He's not really all that concerned with image and looking good, especially at the end of season 1 where he showed his true colors. So on the count of Riz, Homelander definitely gets the W and Omni Man does not. Sorry, Omni Man. Sadly, in everything else, Omni Man has a Homelander beat. Even in genealogy and the ability to bear an offspring, it's actually a miracle that Homelander managed to have a son, and even more incredible that the son ended up being superpowered, whereas Omni Man is genetically empowered to breed super children. The dude has superpowered kids left, right, and center. So in the end, it's not a match. It's really kind of ultimately a bloodbath between Homelander and Omni Man. Homelander gets bodied by Omni, and it's not even close. He never stood a chance. I guess it's a good thing that they're not in the same universe. So let me know what you think about this matchup in the comments below. Do you agree, or do you still think Homelander stands a chance? Let us know in the comments just down below. Don't forget to leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Check out the links that are down below in the description where you can follow us on social media. Also join our Discord as well. Hit the notification bell so that you know when the videos do go live. And as always, guys, thanks so much for kicking it. We'll keep it in comic. Bye.